The Life and Death of Pablo Escobar, written by the Wisdom the Story channel.
Once upon a time in Colombia, there was a man named Pablo Escobar. He wasn't just any man, he was the king of cocaine. Pablo was born on December 1, 1949, and he dreamed big, really big. Pablo's family. Pablo fell in love with a beautiful woman named Maria Victoria Henao. She was only 15 when they got married. Pablo and Maria had 2 children, a son named Juan Pablo, later known as Sebastián Marroquín, and a daughter named Manuela.
The happy times. Pablo loved his family dearly. He built him a gigantic mansion called Hacienda Naples. This mansion was like a zoo. It had elephants, hippos, and even a dinosaur park. No, not real dinosaurs, just statues, but it was still super cool. Pablo was also known for his generosity. He built schools, hospitals, and soccer fields for the poor. People loved him and called him Robin Hood. Life was good. They were rich, famous, and loved by many.
The crime king. But not everything was rosy. Pablo was also the most notorious drug lord ever. He controlled the cocaine trade and made billions of dollars. Yes, billions with a B. However, with great power came great enemies. The police, other drug lords, and even the US government were after him. Pablo was always one step ahead, though. He even offered to pay off Colombia's national debt. The saddened times. Life took a turn for the worse. Pablo's empire began to crumble. His enemies were closing in, and the police were getting smarter. In 1991, he surrendered and went to a luxurious prison he built himself, called La Catedral. It had a soccer field, a bar, and even a waterfall. Talk about fancy jail. But even in jail, Pablo couldn't stay out of trouble. He escaped, and the manhunt began. The police, with help from the US, hunted him down relentlessly. On December 2, 1993, a day after his 44th birthday, Pablo was found hiding in a house in Medellín. There was a big shootout, and sadly, Pablo was killed.
The aftermath. Maria Victoria, Juan Pablo, and Manuela had to flee Colombia. They changed their names and tried to start a new life. It wasn't easy. Maria became known as Maria Isabel Santos, and Juan Pablo changed his name to Sebastián Marroquín. Manuela had to live in constant fear, always moving and hiding. Despite everything, Pablo's family tried to find peace. Sebastián even wrote a book about his father, trying to understand the complex man Pablo was. The end. So, that was the life and death story of Pablo Escobar. A tale full of love, crime, joy, and sadness. From being the king of cocaine to a hunted man, Pablo's life was like a wild roller coaster. And that's the story brought to you by the Wisdom the Story channel. Remember, even in the darkest times, there's always a little light. Subscribe for more stories that make you laugh, cry, and think.